Hey y'all, it's Kira,
John,
Rachel,
Caitlin,
Dave,
Hunter,
Jake,
Clara, and you're listening to the
Peercast,
Peercast, featuring the BA reps.
your one-stop shop for everything UMTAD.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
Well, if you're not in a holiday mood after that, I don't know how you couldn't be. Thank you, John. Thank you for that.
That was so rough. Okay, lovely though. Happy holidays, y'all. Fall break is popping up soon. Be excited, be excited. The good old turkey day is almost here. Just as a reminder, y'all, make sure that you're staying safe. Order your COVID tests. And make sure that, like, if you are going home, to always think of your friends and family members, but as well as the people you're coming back to here on campus as well, if you are on campus. Making sure that you take the most precautions, you know, if you can, try to stay away from your fam. I know it's going to suck a little bit, but air hugs, you know what I mean? Air hugs.
Air hugs.
Exactly. Just make sure you're safe, y'all. Safety.
Absolutely. And do not fret, though the world is currently a little challenging. There are still things to see as far as theater goes, which is very exciting. So I Would Things Newborn is available for live streaming. So that's Madeline and Renee's show that happened earlier this month. And to view that recording, it is going to be Pay What You Can through the entire month of November, which actually is coming up. So if you have time this week, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show that I really would recommend seeing. It's really gorgeous.
Yes. Make sure you do that, y'all. All right. Also, Little Red Theater Company, creatively directed by Caitlin McLean and artistically directed by Max Schelt, producing a play from their series Tiny Place from Quarantine. If y'all checked it out in the summer, it was a really cool project that they did. They took a bunch of short stories that were written by 25 different playwrights around the world, and they put them on through Zoom. It was a really great time. So they will be producing one of those plays, and December 4th is going to be the grand premiere. It's very exciting. You can always check out those Tiny Place for Quarantine at their YouTube channel. And actually, the first one, you'll see my face.
What a treat.
I do not claim to be an actor, so if you want to fight, then fight. You can just, fight me. It's a little rough. One of them is a little rough. I looked back on it and I was like, ooh, John. Ooh. Ooh. I was like, do you know how to read, John? It was a little interesting. But it's fine. Pop off. And
I'm sure it was gorgeous. Also, we have another podcast alert for you. So look out for the Goosebumps gang. You guys, it's an episode by episode exploration of the classic television series Goosebumps. Based out, I don't know if the movies were based on the books or the books were based on the movies, but I definitely was a reader of all of those books. But Cole Seeger is a part of the gang, and he also runs the Instagram, which is at the Goosebumps Gang, and it's hilarious. It's so good. And Cole is part of the BA program. Also, you may recognize Michaela Finnegan. She is the editor for the podcast, and she is also in our BA program here. And another friendly face you might recognize is improv extraordinaire Lucas Ford-Levin, who did some improv things when Mac Schelt, who is the artistic director of Little Red Theater Company, was running the improv student group. And so, yes, other members of the Goosebumps gang are Kai Christensen and Scott Larson. Check it out, you guys. It's super fun. It's super cool.
Yes. Shout out to Michaela for adding me back on LinkedIn. Thanks for connecting. All right. So, things to do. Here we are. So we Click for Art dancers. So Click for Art is a Northrop engagement team initiative created to increase appreciation and awareness of student art on campus, while also providing students with a fun and free way to de-stress leading up to finals. So they're asking for people to channel their inner artist in whatever way an artist really means to them. And so you can go ahead and send them a digital version of your work, from poetry to dance to music to monologues and anything in between. They want to see it. So this work is going to be published in a Northrop newsletter in mid-December. And so you can submit your art, whatever it may be, and answer some questions about yourself through a form that we can go ahead and link on the PeerCast website, on the Peer website. Rachel. And the first 10 submissions that meet appropriate submission standards will receive a free ticket to a live streamed or online Northrop performance of their choice. So please make sure that y'all get those in by Monday, November 30th, 11:59 p.m. Your artistic submissions will be showcased in the Northrop Student News email newsletter. So be excited for that. You know, you get to see people see your work, you know, and then you could also make work. Right? Like, we haven't been making work in a little bit, but we kind of a little bit. So make some work.
Work. Do that work.
Work.
Work. Angelica.
And Liza.
And Peggy.
Oh my God. You as Peggy / Mariah Reynolds would be absolute
I
lovely.
know you are a man of honor. Oh, I love that song. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Stay. I can't do it, but like, you know, like the little
hey,
the fucking flip she does, or is it the stay? Like, you're like,
yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous.
Love her.
That'd be so fun.
I'm absolutely amazing.
All right. Another thing to do, you all. So this is an exciting, really exciting opportunity. So Toot Theater is holding auditions, and they are a Minneapolis-based experimental theater and performance company led by Eric Larson, who is a 2016 graduate from the BA Theater Arts program. And so their shows use the form of theater as a diving board into questions about how we perceive each other, how conventions move in our bodies, and how we might see each other differently. So Toot's shows are strange, funny, rigorous, and developed primarily in the rehearsal room. And they have toured to 4 U.S. states, and they receive funding from local and national arts organizations. You can find more information about them at www.tootperformance.org. And so they are currently seeking 4 performers for a multi-stage exploration of the acting mind. So rehearsals are select evenings in January to mid-May of 2021 and December 2021 to March 2022. So it's kind of a long scope of a process, but rehearsals will begin online and move to in-person when it's safe. Performers are paid $20 an hour for rehearsal hours, so that's very sweet. And the explorations will coalesce into a film, an open-ended workshop, and a live performance. And if any of you know who Leif is, who graduated from the BA, oh gosh, it was either last spring or last December, but he did a show with them called Tweezer Burn, and it looked so phenomenal and kooky and fun, and he said that it was an incredible experience. So definitely, if you're interested in that kind of process, check them out. They sent us an email, and we will go ahead and forward that to you if you are interested. Definitely, yes, reach out to us for sure. I don't know if that went on to UMTAD. Maybe it did. Maybe it just went to the Peers email. I don't know.
I remember seeing it.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not sure why. I may have been copied. Who knows?
Okay.
But if not, you'll hear about it now. LOL Smiley. All right. Also, y'all, remembering that yes, it is the day of turkey, coming up this week. But also remember that Native Heritage Day is Friday the 28th. So make sure that you all go and hype some indigenous businesses. So here we have a couple for you here that you can go ahead and go and support. We have Birchwood Books and Native Arts in Uptown. Birchwood Books is operated by a spirited collection of people who believe in the power of good writing, the beauty of handmade art, the strength of Native culture, and the importance of small and intimate bookstores. Their books are lovingly chosen, and their store is tended with care. Also, y'all can check out the Northern Visions, Native American Art and Fine Gifts. Northern Vision started in 1995 and originally dealt entirely in gift products, making use of traditional North Woods gifts. handcrafted birch bark baskets and canoes filled with rare gourmet foods from the Ojibwe people in the Minnesota Northland, centering around natural hand-harvested wild rice in Minnesota. And then lastly, y'all can also go check out the Sous Chef. It's a Minneapolis food lab created by Sean Sherman. Catering is currently suspended, but they link some really amazing food producers on their website as well. So make sure you check out all those, as well as there's a ton of Indigenous business all throughout Minnesota. So make sure that you go support them, not only on Native Heritage Day this Friday, but always in general too, because they're just good.
Absolutely. If we are just name dropping all of the alum today, but Reba Landers just posted something. She's like, I am making a commitment to purchase all of my Christmas gifts through BIPOC businesses, and I think that's an incredible goal. And there are some just really incredible. The Northland Visions and Birchwood Books are so beautiful. I mean, just the work that they do is so gorgeous. So definitely check them out and support, for sure. Also, definitely get out your planners if you have them. I don't know. I'm so analog. I still use like a pen and pencil calendar. But Friday, December 4th is an important date. Do not plan anything if you can, because there are so many things happening. We have the dance town hall, liquid hour. We have open mic night also happening that night, sponsored by the Minnesota Dance Club here at the U, and Little Red Theater Company, who we just told you about, will be having their show's premiere on that night as well.
Yes, so make sure you check them all out, y'all. It's going to be a lit time. And speaking of a lit time, guess what we have next, y'all? We have our interview with the brilliant, amazing, wonderful other adjectives that are in the same realm. Emma Lai here today to go ahead and hang out with us for this interview. So if y'all don't know, y'all gonna know. Emma is an aspiring director. Well, inspiring and aspiring, let's be real. Director and producer based here in Minneapolis and is set to graduate from our BA Theater Arts Performance Creation program this spring. She's the founder and director of Firefly Musical Productions and a student-based musical theater company here on campus, and spent last spring in New York City as an intern for Telsey+Company casting. So she's out here doing absolutely amazing things. So be excited because we're about to welcome her here and have a good time. So, hey Emma, how you doing?
Emma, hello!
Hi.
How are you today?
Pretty good. It's been a long Zoom day, but it's been going good.
Fair.
Yeah. Are most of your classes on Zoom?
Yeah, all of them are. Yeah, good times.
Dang, what are you taking this semester?
I'm taking Talvin's dramaturgy class and reading class.
Ooh, double Telvin.
Yeah, love it. Also, Margaret's writing intensive, so just lots of writing this semester.
Yeah, you're really doing a lot there. I was like, that's very... I was like, those are like the hardest theater classes.
It's such a good time, though. Margaret and Telvin, wow, they're amazing.
Good. More importantly, though, what are you taking next semester?
Next semester, I'm taking this American drama written by people of color class with Joey. It's under Asian American studies, but I'm so excited. Margaret told me to take that class, so I'm really excited for that. I'm also taking is it the management class?
Yes, it is.
That was what John was waiting for.
Are you both taking it? No.
Wow.
No, I won't be.
Wow, Kira. Interesting.
I know. I'm thinking about it. What time is it at?
It's 1 to 2:15 or 11:15 to 1.
It's
On Tuesday, Thursday?
Monday, Wednesday? I think it's Monday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah, because I'm taking Black's American Theater Tuesdays, Thursday.
I'm taking that too.
Oh my god,
and me.
Okay.
Party of
This is
three.
great. This is great.
This
is gonna be popping up.
Best Talvin teaches.
This is my first Talvin class. I'm really excited.
Wait, really? Oh my gosh.
I know. I had 2 other majors and a minor, so I have to like get my life. But I'm super excited. It's like super fun. Really happy.
Yeah. Jen, I just realized I haven't taken a class with you. I thought you were in Talvin's creating the performance, but you were not.
Yeah.
No, I was in Michael Summers's.
Oh, right.
That was a journey. I love that man. That man is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Is that the semester we did I suppose he does this a lot, but the banana parade, the banana ritual?
Yes, that's classic. That's very much so a classic. Very much so a classic. Well, that was the because I took that my freshman year, so you hadn't popped up yet. You're a wee baby, Kira.
A senior in high school.
So small. Oh, take me back. No kidding. Yeah, we had a very interesting class. A lot of like, I love my folks in that class. There were a lot of just like, I feel like the main majority of the class of 2017, like coming from high school was in that. That was wild, but we all split and never saw each other again. No kidding.
Hey, also speaking of bananas, were either of you in Mihal's class the semester that the BFAs did like a revolution on an exam, and they were called like the banana monologues or something? No. Okay, never mind.
Was that when what was that in Worry and Sabrina was in that one?
No, it would have been Maya.
Oh.
And so a couple of years ago.
So yeah, the year before.
Yeah.
Right.
Took it then.
Okay, got it. All right, but I guess there's some wild. They like instead of doing it's the really short plays. They're like, it's in the second semester.
Oh, the wow. I'm really exposing myself for not going to that class. I'm so sorry, Mihal. I know what you're talking about though. Like
Like they're really short and simple, and not the ones that necessarily call for revolution, but the really short, like kind of like story based, lesson based.
Yeah, things. Like the one about like that had like a flip ton of synesthesia, and it was just talking about colors the entire time. It was just like a 1-page like moment.
Yes, those. And a group of them decided that they didn't want to write about it because they weren't interested in it, and so they did like these monologues where they wrote an essay on why they didn't want to write about these plays. And then I think they put like a banana on it or something. It was, we'll have to get someone on here and ask them about it because it was wild.
I feel like Mihal talked about it in our class, like how he really liked that.
He did. He really did. And he was like,
he would love.
Well, it's also like his whole class, that's what it's about on the low, is just like, why theater, why now? Like, should this be still a thing, which is super cool. I just remember him talking about like something like that. I never knew it was called the banana monologue, so that's kind of wild. But I just remember him being like, haha, but now you can't do it now. And I was like, oh, well, great. I was like, that sounds lovely, because I would have loved to do that on like his first like theater history 1, the first test. Oh God, the way I cried. I was like, I don't know what this is.
I was so unprepared for everything in that class.
I know. I went in there and I was like, the dithyramb? Dionysus? I was like, that's all I have. Oh, what a time. All right. Well, Emma, you are an amazing human, and we're going to talk to you about you being an amazing human. So,
amazing human.
Thank you. Well, we know, but I don't know if our whole audience really knows, but we know you've been popping off on producing a lot of student theater while you've been here. You're really one of the. I don't know. We've been talking in the season select committee about just the presence of student theater and what it really means to campus. Well, I've been talking about it. I feel like I say talking about it, meaning I brought it up like once or twice. But like I remember like the end of our freshman year, there was this huge like renaissance of student theater that just like came, and you realistically, you were the start of it. You had the first, idea, which, for those of y'all who don't know, where it was Spring Awakening, which was a journey.
It was a journey. I'm so glad we did that together, John. That was so much fun.
It was, yeah, it was a lot. I feel like that show taught me so much about just like how to create theater like on our own, because I feel like, there's a little bit of a crutch that we get in the department. So tell us about your experience, though. I don't want to like be like my journey.
I just thought that like student theater would be like a super cool thing to start, especially because I had a bunch of friends who wanted to do like musical theater, but they weren't like theater majors, and they like just didn't know how to really get involved. So like we just kind of started this, carved out theater, and then we went ahead and did Spring Awakening. And yeah, I definitely agree with John. I've learned so much from doing student theater, like because we have to like brainstorm ways to like fix all of these like situations and everything. It just felt like a really like valuable experience to go through like a bunch of struggles and to like reach that ending point where we actually got the show on and everything. It was just like so much fun and like really satisfying at like the end of like this whole like 3-month process.
I remember sitting in the front row at that show when I think it opened, and was just absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. I mean, it's just the talent, the aesthetics. I mean, Hannah talks a lot about how lighting in the Union Theater is so challenging, but it was so gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. And Emma,
love
yeah.
her.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much love for her. And the boxes were just such a good idea. I mean, everything just really flowed so smoothly. I was just really, really super impressed and excited, to work with you in the future in that moment.
I'm not gonna lie.
In the front row, Kira. I remember last actually.
I
stage so I could like see you guys.
I was like, yeah, I remember very specifically Kira being in the front row. That was absolutely terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of because Kira, I feel like you popped up, and I feel like you thought you were just chilling out. You were like, oh, it's just me, Kira. Kira had this whole ass reputation when she popped up. Everyone was like, oh, that's Kira. Yeah. Like that is Kira. No. And I was like, okay. And like that year, like literally the only theater related thing I've even been remotely doing was theater history. So I had no idea what was happening in the good old Rarig. Didn't step foot in it really. And so everyone's just talking about Kira and this amazing dancer who just like is living her best life all the time. And I'm like, cool, lovely, like pop off for her. And all of a sudden I'm out here. Then I realized I was like, wait, I choreographed this whole thing and then she's gonna sit front row. Oh, ugly. Oh, it's the worst. I thought,
John,
oh my god.
But it was so beautiful. Like I was so blown away. So. I mean, it was so perfect for that space and for the story, and it was just electric. It really was. Like a lot of times I see shows and I honestly forget. Like I forget a lot of it, but I really super remember that one and how powerful it was and how grounded the choreography was. It was so consistent in that storytelling mission, and I really, really will remember it for a long time.
Yeah, also can I give props to John, because our choreographer quit like the day before rehearsal started, and John choreographed everything like on the spot. Like the second day of rehearsal, I was like, we don't have a choreographer. John, I think you're our only option. And you like went off and you had like choreography literally the next day, and like you really
that was so stressful. The way y'all, I don't know. I feel like it was very clear. I would come to rehearsal and I'd be like, I have zero ideas of what to do today, and I'd be like, everyone.
Vibe. I was like, wow, he like must spend so much time doing all this work, but like.
Oh no! I wish. That's actually so cool because literally, Oh my God. Well, Touch Me was a very interesting song. It was a 5-minute song with so much everything. I mean, what y'all don't know, to the audience in which saw it. Sorry. So for whatever reason, I told myself, I was like, I want lifts everywhere. I had researched probably about 7 different lifts, 7 of them. And we, and we learned them all. And we really truly did try to do all of them. And then like the way in which there was no time in a 5-minute song for us to do these 7 lifts. And I was like, wow, this is very intense. And then I don't know, it was wild. And then so much. And then literally I spent so much time on the lifts that literally I forgot that there's a whole other part of the song that doesn't have the lifts. So in the middle of rehearsal, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, yeah, just have a nice like hand wave here. And I'm like, I was like, oh no, what's happening? Oh, that was a wild, wild time. But I was also the first show I ever like choreographed, like not anything for like I've done some other like small like one song moments of like like Les Mis, like Lovely Ladies, some weird like some weird unnecessary song that like you can just walk around type moment, but like that was very intense and it was really interesting. But as you can see, student theater is super fun because I never would have got to do that, and especially because I'm not really one who wants to do theater as like my main thing in life. Like I do want to be involved in stuff, as we all know, but like that was the only opportunity I probably would have for a very long time to choreograph a musical. So that was really cool, and not at all what I thought it was going to be.
It was just like such a good time of like student theater is a great place to like do things for the first time, I feel, because everybody's like collaborating and making sure like that everyone can like supporting each other and everything, and it's just super great. Also, Kira, your choreography is also amazing. Like, let's talk about and how you did another 2 shows, right? We did another 2 shows together, right?
A little bit of movement in Next to Normal and another tiny bit in Next 5 Years, right? Yeah, and then of course Pippin. Yeah. Emma, so I'm curious too, like as the projects have like come up, because okay, so you started with Spring Awakening, and then it was it Last 5 Years right after that?
Yeah.
And then Next to Normal. And then the next one was going to be Heather's, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Has like your process maybe not changed but solidified since even that first show? I'm curious like how your preparation and maybe process is now compared to the first one, if it's the same, if it changed at all.
Yeah, I definitely think it has changed a lot. I think just like getting like these experiences and like changing things about my process is what's made each like show like or less like stressful for me and everything too. I feel like I've always consistently felt I really like actor input and everything throughout like processes, just because I feel like it's student theater, everybody should like express like how they're feeling about what's going on. And I feel like I've definitely learned a lot more how to implement that into like each show and like what I'm directing, as well as like how we're doing like production work and everything. So that's definitely been something that's changed, I think, to just like, and also I've learned to like focus my process based upon the people in the room too, and kind of adapt more. I think like truly just like the practice of doing theater constantly is like I've just learned to be a lot more adaptable and everything, which has been really nice.
Good. No, like I think like so folks don't understand there is so much work in going into actually producing a show. And Emma, honestly, like so when we try to do like 5 women, and while you were doing Last 5 Years, like I was like the producer, so I was getting like securing rights and all that stuff. And I that's where literally right there was like where I was like, oh, I want to do like arts management or theater management in the future, like in and like as well as being a lawyer if that's like a possible, and I don't want to die, you know what I mean? But like it's so much work. There's so many different things. Like I think people think you can just scoop up some rights and be like, let's do Heather's. Like it's not, and that's why I advocated so much for like this arts management course that we are gonna get to take, which I'm really, really excited for. Because like I mean, like you talk about it now and you're just so like, yeah, like we just did a show, but like like you did just do a show, you like got all these rights, you read all the rules, you have like an account with like Broadway publishing and all these different I forget the main MTI, there we go, and like all these other different things, you know what I mean? It's like it's a lot, and then there's all these little smaller rules. Y'all, the way I read every single rule before we did anything, because I was like, let's not get sued. That sounds like a lot of work. Oh wow. But no, you really pop off,
But no, like that's why I feel like this theater management course would be like so cool, because I've just been kind of improvising how to produce shows. It's been like pure chaos in my head. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm Googling things constantly, but like I feel like this course will be so cool because like I'm sure she'll like nail down the process and like strategies and everything. And I'm just like so excited for this class.
Exactly. So also, see, here's the thing. As I'm like remembering your whole life here at the U, Emma, you've done so many cool things, and I feel like I don't know, people really need to start just recognizing that and just being like, wait, because you also popped off a little internship in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that out randomly. I was just walking down the street and I was like, oh, SVF, like this is where Emma used to live. And then I was like, where's Emma? And they're like, New York. I was like, what? So tell us about that. Like what was it? How'd you get into it? Was it fun? Did you hate it? Probably not, but
yeah. So I interned at Telsey+Company this past spring.
That's such a big deal. It's so
and it was such an amazing time. Truly, I like learned so much about casting, and like I got to be like in the room and everything and just learn how like casting directors work, how they take notes, and watch like amazing actors do auditions and everything. And it was just like really cool to see how like this company of like 20 something like casting directors functioned and like kept everything organized. Like, of course we did a lot of like intern work too with like filing and everything. But wow, like I want to work at a company like that in the future. They're so organized and like they have binders filled with everything like you need to know. I just like had a really great time too with like my other like 10 or 11 interns that were also there. Just like everybody came from like different places around like the US. Someone was from Australia, Bella. She was from Australia too. And it was just like really, really cool to like be in New York, and like we also got to see a bunch of shows for free. So that was like really fun. It was just like such an amazing experience to like see theater on like a different scale, like outside a university. And it was just really, really cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. For anyone who maybe isn't familiar with the casting process, how is that different than maybe a director of a student theater production, right? Where that you are serving as the casting director. How is that scale different?
Yeah, so Telsey is working on like multiple productions at a time. So the casting directors, what they do is they record these auditions, they write notes for the production team and everything. While they watch auditions, they'll send videos along to like certain producers and everything. So producers and directors aren't necessarily in the room until later in the process, like during callbacks and such. So it's truly like a great industry where they like get to put a lot of input into like how they see the production cast, and then also have these great discussions with producers about it. So yeah, it's a little different than how we would do it in student theater, but yeah.
Right. And do you know off the top of your head, does Telsey do they do crazy stuff? They do Wicked, right?
Yeah, they do Wicked, Hamilton, Mean Girls. Yeah, they also do some films. I think they did Into the Woods.
Wow.
Yeah, they do a wide range. They also did Next to Normal and Spring Awakening. And I'm pretty sure they did the last 5 years too, but that might be.
That's so cool. So many full circles.
Yeah.
What kind of shows did you get to see when you were in New York? I saw you got to see Jagged Little Pill. Is that right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Jagged Little Pill was so good. Such a good show, truly. I love listening to this. I'm like always listening to it. What else? I saw Hades Down, which was so good. I actually didn't know like Hades Down well, and then I just like got tickets, and I was like, I'm gonna go see this, and now it's like definitely one of my favorite shows.
Me too.
Yeah, we also get to see plays and everything. My new favorite play is called Anatomy of a Suicide by Alice Birch, directed by Liliana Blaine Cruz, who's actually coming into our dramaturgy class next week to talk to us, which is super cool. She's like my idol, not gonna lie. She's like literally the reason I wanted to direct, so I'm like so excited for that. But yeah, it was just like a really great experience, and I really just like the speed at which New York operates. It's like, I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you imagine yourself living there in the future?
Oh, for sure. I just love cities. Yeah, cities are the place to be, I think. Yeah. Are you too?
Yeah.
Well, we can hang out in New York, Kira.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Dreams. Man.
So, I have a quick little random question. This is like a weird, I don't even know. I don't know why. This just came to my head as I was like sitting here absorbing the brilliance. What do you think has been like your most like influential like thing, event or something that's happened that like has sent you down like this path of like becoming this like wonderful pioneer in some ways of just like, you know, like theater at our level in our university?
Like what's influenced me to like do
like why did you just like pop up and be like, I want to like how did you just like really get the conviction and like continue to have it to do what you do?
Well, I'm just gonna say, Liz, it probably stems from an unhealthy place of loving to overwork myself.
Okay.
But on the more optimistic side of things, I think I just really love engaging with people in like a rehearsal space. And like every time I'm super stressed while making my spreadsheet and going, oh, we're $2,000 in debt on this production. Like it just feels so much better when I get in the rehearsal room. I get to hang out with the actors and like just create things like truly with them and have great discussions about like art and everything. So I think I live for those moments, and that's what really makes me like want to continue like directing and doing theater. That's cheesy, but
no, I love that.
It's the best kind of cheese. It's feta. That's my favorite kind of cheese.
It's feta.
Feta. Emma, I want to ask you too. You are so amazing at developing relationships with faculty and making those connections. And I'm curious if you have any maybe advice for students who are hesitant to reach out to faculty or are scared to walk through that office door, and maybe kind of where those relationships have taken you throughout your time.
Yeah. as a person who's extremely socially anxious, like doing this right now is making me very anxious. Like reaching out to faculty is something that I found really stressful. But just emailing them, like writing out what I wanted to like talk with them about was a lot easier. So like, and they're all super responsive over email and everything. So that's been, all right, that's the cat. That's the cat. I don't know if you could hear that. But yeah. So I just think that like taking that one step and getting past anxiety and reaching out to professors, like they just start conversations with you and you get to learn so much about their work and it just becomes like super cool. Like I reached out like spontaneously to like asked an assistant direct Pippin with Joe Koala and they were like, yeah, sure, like so incredibly casually. And I was like, this is a huge deal. Y'all were just like casually like this random girl can work on this. And that has seriously been amazing. I've like worked on another 2 shows with him afterwards and he's like taught me so much about directing and I just love that relationship that was formed.
Yeah. What other shows did you do? Did you do Man of La Mancha with him?
Yeah, I did do Man of La Mancha with him.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. That's like a show I've always loved, like since I was a kid too. And then also I did a show that he wrote called Heaven at Park Square Theater. Oh yeah, you were there. I was there watching it when you were.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that one was so heavy and mind blowing and heartbreaking and everything.
That was really cool to like work on an original work too. Like that was just really cool. Also, sorry, the cat has crawled under the carpet. Rowena, stop. Stop. Okay. Yeah.
That's so funny. No, is that your cat?
No, she's actually Hannah's. Hannah's sleeping. Hannah's my roommate, by the way, the lighting designer.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wow. Kira, it's about time for that question.
I think already. Oh my gosh.
I
yes.
know. Like we're engaging very a lot. I don't know. I don't want it to end though. I'm having fun.
I know.
Maybe it's not time for that question. Is it time for that question? I don't know.
Well, Emma, can we ask you one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Before this question that we speak of. So you are an incredible activist also within this department as far as anti-racist efforts and trying to get everyone to kind of see how important it is. And I'm wondering if you see any progress happening in the next hopefully couple of years based on your experience and your relationships and maybe things that are happening or maybe aren't happening in the department and maybe things that do need to happen on a micro and a macro scale.
Yeah, I definitely see progress happening. Like I've been engaging in a lot of conversations with like various faculty and they're all like super receptive to it. Their email inbox is always open for me to like express my thoughts. And that's just been like really nice. They've all been willing to meet to talk about like specific situations and everything. So I do see progress happening, which is super awesome. Yeah, and I think just like improving things on like a small scale will like impact like the larger scale too in the future, because if the faculty are like super anti-racist, then they'll teach their students to be anti-racist, and then the students will go out into the real world and be anti-racist, and then the real world will become anti-racist. I don't know if that's how logic works, but that's how I see it in my head.
Yeah.
Trickle down anti-racism. Oh no. Exactly what we want for this situation though. And I think you like, thank you for popping off in that way, though, because, you know, it takes a lot of emotional effort to be able to, you know, email faculty and be like, yo, fix it. You know what I mean? So for doing that work, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Emma.
Not gonna lie. It's actually kind of fun now.
Good. All right, Emma. Prepared for our last question. I feel like we ask this question every single time, so I feel like people like at a point people know what question it is, and then we always make it so dramatic. We're like, like that time of the day. All right, Emma. So our last question for you is, why theater?
Why theater? I just love telling stories and creating stories and working with other people to tell stories. And I just don't think I could find like an environment like this anywhere else. And I just have such a good time watching like theater and just engaging in like discussions about theater and everything. Just like truly all aspects of it are so much fun to me. And I just think it's like such a cool form of work. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. That was lovely. All right. Well, thank you, Emma. Continue to pop off in the near future, far future, forever. You know, popping off, living your best life as you do. If you ever need another choreographer, you know, hit Kira up.
Teamwork. Let's choreograph something.
That would be a power move. That
would be amazing.
Well, the two of you together.
I sense a capstone pivot on my end.
Hey, both of us. Me just being, hey Kim, so actually, we're gonna like real quick. Kim would be like, no. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's totally fine, don't worry.
All right. Well, Emma, have a very safe holiday weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, you too.
Are you seeing your family?
No, I'm not. My parents aren't letting me go home. So.
Oh no.
That part's fair. My mother actually, what's wild, my mother just spoke to a class today. So she was a guest speaker in a class, which is wild. You know, it's kind of funny, but I was like, pop off, Mom. Live your best life. I know, right? Really out here. But yeah, I'm seeing her, which is really exciting. I'll be like in my room the entire time, just like waving from afar, being, I love you. All right. Well, thank you, Emma.
Okay. Bye.
Hope you have an amazing day.
You're the best.
Bye.
Too.
Emma, thank you so much for joining us today. Actually, I have another fun fact that we didn't get to touch on, but Emma has a black belt in karate. Did you know that?
I did not. That's kind of wild, though.
That's
kind
so
of wild.
Badass.
I love that.
She's just an all-around star. You all definitely, if you have the chance to get to know her, do take up any opportunity to do that, because she is just someone to know. She's incredible. Also, speaking of incredible people, so our artist profile of the week, I'm so excited for this one because we're highlighting Dominique Morisseau, and she is a playwright. She is the author of The Detroit Project, which is a 3-play cycle and includes The Skeleton Crew, which premiered at the Atlantic Theater Company, Paradise Blue, which was at the Signature Theater, and Detroit 67, which was at the Public Theater, Classic Theater of Harlem, and NBT. Her additional plays include Pipeline, which premiered at the Lincoln Center, Sunset Baby, which was at Labyrinth Theater, and Blood at the Root, which happened at the National Black Theater. She also wrote Follow Me to Nelly's, and she is a book writer on the new musical Ain't Too Proud: The Life and Times of the Temptations,
Gorgeous.
which happened it's absolutely incredible. Do check that out if you have the chance, because it is a joy bringer, a life bringer for sure. So Dominique is alum of the Public Theater Emerging Writers Group. And for anyone, I feel like people know what the Public Theater is because they know what Shakespeare in the Park is. The Public Theater's the theater that puts that on. And she's also part of the Women's Project Lab, the Lark Playwrights Workshop, and has developed work at Sundance Lab, Williamstown Theater Festival, and Eugene O'Neill Playwrights Conference. Her work and projects have been commissioned by Steppenwolf Theater, the Women's Project, the South Coast Rep, People's Light and Theater, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and our very own Penumbra Theater. And she most recently served as a co-producer on the Showtime series Shameless. She has an incredible list of awards, some of which including the Edward M. Kennedy Prize for Drama, an Obie Award, a Ford Foundation Art of Change Fellowship, and being named one of Variety's Women of Impact for the year of 2017-2018. And the list goes on and on and on and on. She's really incredible. And I just had to share this too. So recently she posted this on her Instagram. So it was a headline from Broadway World. It said, Dominique Morisseau to join Detroit Public Theater as executive artistic producer, which is incredible. And this was her response. So she says, I reached out to DPT, a theater I have supported with my work and advocacy since its founding. I told them I wanted an executive leadership position. They enthusiastically got with it. I want this known because it is important to see yourself in positions and places where you are missing and to stake your claim for inclusion. I also want it to be known that I am fully aware of what Black participation in white institutions can inadvertently do to the needs of Black institutions. I have and will always support, uplift, and foster my work within Black institutions. And my personal goal, we'll see if I can hit it, is to ensure that white institutions with resources built on the backs of Black artists now create pathways to redirect their funding back to the institutions who birthed many of Detroit's homegrown talent. She says, I'm a yes and kind of girl, so let's see if we can do some beautiful shit together and get Detroiters to have more of a stake in their own theater scene with hope, faith, and optimism. So I just wanted to share this because she's such an incredibly grounded and giving spirit, and her work is really, really incredible. Definitely check out that 3-play cycle series if you have the chance, because it is very groundbreaking, impactful, important.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and for our student feature of the week, we have our very own Tori Breen, which is so exciting. So Tori, if anyone doesn't know, she was the previous dance peer before Hunter Batterson, and she just did an incredible piece. I think it was linked to her capstone, but it was about policing and how a world without policing would look, and it was outside and there was dancing, and it was just she's incredible, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Hey Tori.
Hi peers and fellow peer fans, it's Tori. I use she her pronouns. I am a dance major and I'm very excited to be on the Peercast this week. I feel like a star. Yeah, I'm a dance major in my senior year. I also got to be the dance peer last year, which was amazing. Shout out to my fellow past peers. I miss you all very much. I'm also so impressed with everything that you peers this year are doing. Y'all inherited a tough semester, and I'm just so proud of you and so inspired by you. Something that's bringing me joy in this particular moment is tea, as usual, and something that's bringing me joy in this moment more broadly has just been the past couple months of getting to dance in real life with people again, and to feel expansive and alive in that very particular way again. I will be holding those feelings with me for the next few weeks of the semester, and as long as we need to keep staying at home and doing what needs to be done to take care of each other. Yeah, holding on to that, and finding ways to still feel expansive. If you have any tips, let me know. What else do I want to talk about? nothing. I'm so happy to be here and so grateful for the peers. So grateful to be dancing. Yeah, everybody, like, cut yourself some slack. Take a break if you can. If you can't, like, at least have tea. Highly recommend. Things are hard, but we've made it this far, and we'll keep making it.
Thank you, Tori. Absolutely wonderful words. Pop off. Oh, what a queen. We love you, Tori. All right. Now, y'all, we have a question for you, the listeners, those with their earbuds, and speakers loudly blasting. Tell us a crazy story. You know, like it could be Thanksgiving related, or maybe like a crazy little Zoom story or something like that. Tell us a crazy, wild, just like, OMG, how did that happen type of story. We want to hear it. And maybe we'll share some good ones on the next podcast or something. Or I don't know. Maybe we'll shout you out. Maybe you'll get to hear my voice say your name. I'm surprised we all won.
What an honor.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. Imagine me being like, insert name here. Just amazing, right? Isn't that what we all want? All right.
Oh my gosh. And also, just to update you, the answer, should I say it to the last question?
Yes.
Okay, so the last question, let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. So it's, I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?
A map.
A map.
I hated it too. I was it's a
There you
map.
are. It's a map. All right. Well, there you go.
So if you got it, pop off. But I don't think anyone did, because I don't think everyone even thinks about maps no more.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
The only thing I think of a map is, I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map.
I was thinking more like Dear Evan Hansen, like, anybody have a map?
Hell
to do
this. All we see is sky. Oh my god.
Gorgeous.
Every single time I hear it, I just go back to my theater Into the Theater final where I'm screaming in the pit. Throwback to if you know, you know. If you're old enough to know, then you know.
I don't know.
No, exactly, because oh my god, it was wild. Freshman year, the first thing I ever did, I was in the middle of the pit, screaming for forever, and I was like, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Sounds gorgeous. That must have been like before performances were prohibited in the pit.
Oh no. Christine definitely. Christine was like, you can't do this, and I was like, yeah, no, for sure. And then we proceeded to do it come finals day.
Sorry, Christine.
I love you, Christine, and that was the only time I've ever defied you. That was so mean, but also, I got an A, so like, you know, that's like a good thing, right?
Sounds like a good thing to me.
We'll see confirmation later.
Great. So just some closing thoughts for you all. So definitely, like we said in the beginning, have a safe holiday weekend. I saw a thing. It said a Zoom Thanksgiving is better than an ICU Christmas, which is definitely true. And also, I saw another thing on the social media that asked people who are planning to post on social media to keep in mind that so many people are not able to see their families this week, and so many people have lost family members in the last 9 months. So maybe I think now would be a good time to challenge ourselves to really be present and thankful in the moment, and maybe refrain from filling our Instagram feeds with pictures of gatherings, and just to keep in mind and honor those who are not able to participate in the same way that some of us are grateful enough to.
With that, as always, we're going to go ahead and close out with our wise words from the wonderful tall and chill person who we all enjoy, Jake Badofsky. Jake, take us home.
Hey guys, it's your friendly rep Jake, and I'm here to impart my word of wisdom on you guys, this time in form of a joke, because recently I came home and was able to be reunited with my puppy, and my family as well. So here we go. I wanted to see lots of animals at our local zoo, but they only had one small dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
This episode of the Purecast is edited by Rachel Breeze, programmed by Hunter Batterson and Caitlin McLean, and our music is composed by Raymond New.
Kira? Did I? Kira?
I can't tell if you frozen or if you're pretending.
Oh no, one of us froze.
You actually froze.
Yeah,
and then
I sat there, I was like, Kira?
I thought after I answered my question.
Oh my god, just me that'd be hilarious.
Because it was right after I asked if you know what your schedule was, so I thought you were faking it again.